Hey guys, I'm Lynnie with Sunflower Spirit Tarot, and I'm here with a love reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements. This will be a he said, she said spread, which means I'm going to be asking how you see your person, how you feel about your person, what you want from this connection, and how you're going to move forward in this connection. And I'll be asking all of those same questions from your person's perspective. This deck over here is going to represent your voice and perspective, Gemini. And this deck over here is going to represent the person that you're currently romantically connected to or wish to be, okay? If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the month, and I think I can do it with your help. If you have already subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being a part of this Sunflower community. And if you haven't already, consider it, okay? If you like anything that I do, even if this reading isn't for you, please go ahead and consider subscribing. All right, let's get into it here. Gemini. How does Gemini see or perceive the person that they are currently romantically connected to? We have the Ten of Cups and the Hermit. Okay. How does Gemini feel about this person? And I'm going to be pulling all the cards first, and then I'll be going through one by one. We have the Five of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Two of Swords. What does Gemini want from this connection? Ooh. Let's see. We have the Four of Cups and the Eight of Wands. All right. And how does Gemini want to move forward? How is Gemini moving forward? We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Okay. Okay. Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here. All right. Gemini's person. How do they see or perceive Gemini at this time? We have the Page of Cups and the Queen of Wands. How do they feel about Gemini? What are their feelings towards Gemini right now? We have the Hierophant and the Three of Swords. What are their desires for this connection? I'm going to put that up there since it fell before I asked the question. What are their desires? There we go. That feels better. And how are they moving forward in this connection with Gemini? How are they moving forward? We have three cards. Lots of cards on this spread. Five of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. You both got the Seven of Pentacles. That's your only synchronicity, but it's not even on the spread, so it's not very strong. Okay. Let's get started here. We have the Ten of Cups and the Hermit for how you see or perceive this person. I don't know why I'm getting this energy, but it just feels like you might feel like this person like lives in their head or lives in a fantasy land. Like maybe they have lots of feelings or desires or things that they want to do or explore that they just aren't very open or vocal about. You might feel like this person is like really repressed, or like introverted to a point where it's like, you know, that what they want is human connection and they want a big family or they want to have these experiences. But instead of actually putting themselves out there to do those things, they're kind of just stuck in their head or stuck in their own little worlds a lot. It just feels like to me, like with these two cards together, just somebody who fantasizes a lot or somebody who just lives in their own world a lot. And they don't necessarily, like, they're not super grounded in reality. I don't want to use the word delusional because it has a lot of like, I don't know, assumed meaning. Because I don't want anybody to believe that this person is like crazy or something. Because I would never use that term to describe somebody with mental illness, period. But I just feel like this person doesn't always know how to act on their desires. It's like they don't know, they don't realize what they're not saying. They don't realize what they're not expressing or something. At least that's how you see them, right? How you feel about this person. The Five of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Two of Swords. It's almost like you want to let this be done. Okay, you feel like this person has either disappointed you or this opportunity was like a waste of your time, a waste of your energy. You feel like you deserve so much better. You feel like you should block this person and just move on with your life. You feel like you just want to move on from the disappointment or the fatigue, the emotional exhaustion of this relationship. You feel like you just want to be in a different space somewhere else. You just want to move on. You just want to let this person be where they are, or you just want to leave them to it. That's how this looks like. That's what that looks like to me. We have the Four of Cups and the Eight of Wands. And your deepest desires and highest hopes for this relationship, once again, is reiterating this point of just wanting to get to some sort of place of emotional closure with this, to be done spilling emotions, or to be done crying, or to be done being depressed about this, that it didn't work. It's almost like, why are you upset about this person? That's in your mind. I don't know you guys personally. I don't know the dynamics or any of that kind of stuff, but it's like you're asking yourself, why do I even care? Like, why am I even upset about this? They're not on my level. They don't even look that good. They're not even that smart. It's like it's almost getting to you that this person got under your skin, that this person was able to even like upset you. And you're just like, because there's this thing just about harping on like just being able to move on, or being able to move forward, or being able to let go, being able to move, like just move away from this situation and this scenario. And I think you will, but I think it's going to take time. And the reason why I say that is because we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups, and how you're moving forward. I think you're just pouring back into yourself. I'm not sure if this is a situation or a circumstance like in which you allowed somebody to have an opportunity with you that you felt like didn't actually deserve or earn that opportunity with you. Maybe you just opened up to them because of the strength of your connection, and you just feel like you never really got back what you you never really got back what you put out, or what you invested in this person. You never got any kind of return on that. That's how you feel. And I feel like you're going forward to only invest your time, effort, and energy in things that make you feel good about yourself, that make you feel loved, and make you feel complete, and make you feel like your emotions have a place. I'm not sure if you were maybe the emotional one in the relationship. And whenever I do stuff like that or use quotes or whatever, it's because it's for lack of a better term. Because I don't necessarily want to use that word, but I don't know if you were the more emotional one in this situation, like if you got carried away, or if you're really dramatic or something like that. And this person just was such a shock absorber that it just seemed like they didn't ever react, or they didn't ever feel strongly about anything, or they didn't like. I just feel like sometimes with this person, like you might have, I'm getting something very specific. I'm channeling something very specific right now. I don't know if sometimes you just feel like you have no idea where this person is. Like, it's like, I know that they love me, but they don't really say it, or I know that they love me, but they don't really show it. It's like almost like they've told you before, like in my mind, maybe they've written you like some really elaborate love letter, or done something that like showed you that they are really emotionally, like that they're really emotionally deep. But it's like their day-to-day behavior and stuff, they're too nonchalant or something, or they're just too detached, or they're just too in their own head or something. And it's almost like they made you feel like a little bit of a freak for being so emotional, or for being so dramatic or moody, or whatever the case may be, for like really living your emotions. And there's nothing wrong with you guys. It's just simply, it could just be incompatible. It could just be incompatibility. Okay. So don't beat yourself up too much. Just don't beat yourself up too much. Page of Cups and the Queen of Wands for how this person sees or perceives you. The Queen of Wands is fire sign, feminine energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You can have some of that in your chart. You don't have to. This is just how they see you. I will say emotionally immature is the first thing that really comes up for me. They see you as somebody who is maybe a little bit bratty, or a little bit like emotionally spiteful, or just somebody who isn't necessarily as emotionally mature as they would want you to be. Now, could it just be because they're not used to people being as expressive as you are? Absolutely. Now, when I talk about their perspective and stuff, this is their perspective. This is not mine. Okay. I'm not telling you what I think about you. I don't even know you. This is their perspective. So I don't even know why I felt the need to say that. I don't say that every reading. So somebody out there who's going to watch this reading might think I'm not a brat. Look, I'm not saying that. This is what they're saying. They're saying that you're high spirited. You are somebody who's very charismatic or magnetic, very sexy, very you know how to use your sex appeal, or you present yourself in a way that's very sexy, even if you don't know it, even if you don't realize it. You could have kind of this Marilyn Monroe quality, whether you're a guy or girl, doesn't matter. I don't know who to equate to Marilyn Monroe for masculine. I don't know, but y'all understand what I'm saying. This kind of like innocent sex appeal. There's this innocence about you that they really appreciate and enjoy, because they also know how intelligent you are, how driven you are, how ambitious you are, how motivated you are. And you come across as very humble. But the emotional immaturity, it's like maybe you get like really angry about certain things, or you tend to have like exaggerated reactions or something. That's from their perspective. I think they like it though, to be honest. I think they like that you're like that. The Hierophant, the Three of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles, and how they feel about you. The Knight of Pentacles kind of just flew out there, so I'm not going to really acknowledge it too much because it's kind of reiterating what the Hierophant is already telling me, and we're basically talking about commitment. They feel like you broke a promise, you broke some sort of commitment. You were supposed to be dedicated to them, committed to them, fully invested in them. It's like you weren't. It's possible that you've already made a decision and have already communicated the decision about not moving forward in this relationship with this person. And they're seeing it as you broke my promise. Not necessarily you broke my heart. Of course, they're heartbroken, but you broke the promise you made me. You broke your commitment to me. And to them, they take that way more seriously than the ups and downs and the highs and lows of relationship. I think this might be somebody, you're probably dealing with somebody who could be a Virgo with that Hermit card energy. I didn't say that earlier. You're dealing with somebody who prioritizes the commitment aspect of relationship. I don't think that you prioritize that. I think your priority in romantic relationship is the emotional aspect, right? The emotional intimacy, the emotional support. Feel like you can be yourself and be authentically yourself without being judged or chastised or made to be small. I don't think this person feels like that they were doing that to you. And that's why it comes across so harshly as like, you broke you broke the promise you made me. You broke the commitment we made. You broke this relationship. You did this. Like, to them, it's like you made promises. You maybe even took vows. You committed yourself to this person in some way, some shape, some form. Even if you haven't, this is how they feel. Okay. They feel that you broke your promise to them. You broke your commitment. And I'm not sure if they can trust you again, but I know that based on their deepest desires, it's like they want to get out of this kind of hard space. We have the Five of Pentacles and the Moon here for their deepest desires and highest hopes, which is really interesting for this placement because these cards are so inherently negative. I just feel like this person needs to know, like, okay, I said let it burn earlier in somebody's reading. It's like that's what they want to do. They want to just feel it. They want to feel the emptiness. They want to suffer. They want to struggle. They want to be confronted with those aspects of them that they were maybe not paying attention to. It's almost like they're using this as character development. Okay. They're using this ending or the ending of your relationship as like a leveling up. Okay. This is how I know this person might be more introverted, not only because you see them with the Hermit card here. It's also because of this. It's this sense of like just taking everything as a lesson, taking it on the chin and going, you know what, that didn't work out, but I can learn something about myself in this process. I can learn about maybe where I have these abandonment issues. I can confront these things, right? And I think that that's what this person wants to do. I think you've exposed a wound that they maybe didn't even know they had when it comes to abandonment and things like that, because they feel like you basically just left them out in the cold to just wither away and die. And to you, I just don't feel like it's that deep. I don't feel like it was that deep. We have the Five of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups and how they're moving forward. I do think that they're going to try to offer a reconciliation or try to put themselves out there so that you know that they would like to reconcile with you. I do feel like they are feeling very triggered by your separation from them. And I think it is going to call on them, or it's going to make them aware of some ways in which they maybe weren't meeting your needs. And I feel like they're going to try to step away from the defensiveness or step away from like just wanting to control the situation and actually put themselves out there and be a little bit vulnerable and offer you a little bit of something. Maybe, can we come back together? Can we see what happens? And I do think that they're willing to be patient with you as far as this relationship goes. But I don't know. It's really up to you what you decide to do. I do think it's going to take a little bit of time for this person to overcome the ego part or their bruised ego, or how they felt like they were perfect and they didn't do anything wrong, and maybe analyzing some things and coming back to realize like what maybe they could have done differently. But I would just say, like, make the choice based on who you already know this person to be. People don't really change. People evolve. People can improve. People can try harder. They can do better. But at the core of the relationship, the dynamic, is it healthy for you? And are you guys genuinely compatible? That's what I would ask you before entertaining any kind of reconciliation, even if it might feel good to feel wanted in that way. All right, Gemini, this is what I have for you guys. I hope that this was helpful or enlightening in some way. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll be with you next time.